my back pain was not due to something that was physically manifesting. I realized that my back pain was a manifestation of my emotions, of my spirit, of my energy. I was using my energy to manifest back pain for a specific reason. The crystal that ended up completely solving my back pain, literally, I put it on, I went to sleep with it last night, and I woke up this morning completely gone. Welcome back to another Vibes and Frequencies video. My name's Nathan, and if you happen to be new to my channel here, I talk about crystals, because to me they are the most profound tools of transformation. Now, this being said, what I normally end up talking about crystal energy is the spiritual evolution side to it, the dimensions, the metaphysical benefits and effects that we experience. Now, in this video, I'm going to be focusing on something I have never yet discussed. So I'm really excited to get into it with you guys, and it's about the physical dimension of healing benefits with crystals. This does come from a different direction, but I'm really excited to get into it, and I promise you it's going to be exciting, and I am going to be taking this video pretty far out, and make sure to stick around until the end, even if you feel like you got a pretty good hang on this stuff, because at the end I'm going to share an exercise that has profoundly changed my life. Not only in identifying and resolving physical ailments, but also in resolving other spiritual issues, other mental issues. This exercise I'm going to share at the end is what I'm most excited about in this video. This being said, let's go ahead and get into it. Let's do it. Let's do it. So, first thing first is very important, and it's not going to sound like it has to do with physical ailments, but I promise you it is the serious echo that's going to lead into this, and it is going to make sense momentarily. So the first thing is about manifestation. Now, I believe, and I've seen this in reality play itself out, and I've seen it in other people's reality too, so I believe this has serious backing. I believe that we are manifesting every single aspect of our lives. I'm talking every relationship that you have, every bad situation, every good situation. The best day ever you manifested, and you also manifested the worst day ever. Now I'm talking extreme, like we are literally manifesting the entire world around me is literally me creating it right now in this moment. So we are manifesting everything. So it's not going to sound crazy to say that we are manifesting our physical pain as well. Literally anything that happens to us, even if you pull something in your back, right? We might think that it's the act of us reaching over and picking something up that has, caused us back pain and is what's ruining our lives. But in truth, we manifested that whole situation, right? We are literally manifesting every single moment. So this being said, I've talked about in some past videos now that I've been really excited to be making about looking to the reality around us, realizing that we are manifesting all of it, and once we realize that, then we can choose to receive the benefit. So if we look at any situation, any pain, and we try to understand, why would I manifest this for myself? Why would I create this? Then we can allow ourselves to see from a different perspective, of a higher lens, to see everything from a bird's eye view, and choose which version of reality we want to live in based on the benefit that we're choosing to receive, okay? I'm not going to get super deep into this because I have been talking about it a lot on my channel, and I think that that's enough to get this video rolling. So here's what I'm going to use as an example. I have been having serious neck pain and back pain lately. Now, to me, the way that I could think about it, and that I actually, to be honest with you guys, the way I was thinking about it in the beginning was that I was sleeping weird, right? So I started sleeping on the floor because I thought my mattress was the problem. And then I started thinking, okay, I need to stop doing push-ups in the morning, things like this. I start thinking that it's all these other things. But then I realized that my back pain was not due to something that was physically manifesting. I realized that my back pain was a manifestation of my emotions, of my spirit, of my energy. I was using my energy to manifest back pain for a specific reason. So instead of explaining this whole thing to you about how I figured out what it is, I'm going to tell you what it is, then I'm going to share with you what crystal has solved the problem for me, and then we're going to lead to the exercise that'll help to understand this better. So what I found out is that I was manifesting back pain for myself because for the last month or so, I have been carrying a lot of weight, a lot of metaphorical and literally energetic weight. And a lot of this has had to do with relationships in my life. I've been carrying a lot of weight of feeling like people are upset with me and I don't want to, rebuttal or speak my truth. I just want to apologize, accept, and tell them that it's my fault so we can move on, right? I've liked being passive in the past, and that seems to be a habit that I've been flowing with. So I wasn't speaking my truth, right? And I was letting all these people's emotional weight come on my shoulders. I was carrying it, and I was choosing to because I didn't want to have to deal with it. So instead, I just decided I would carry all of the weight for them, okay? So I wasn't literally carrying like a dumbbell on my back, right? But energetically, that's a lot of weight. It's our relationships that weigh the most. If you think about a metaphorical backpack, you could put your sofa in your backpack, but I guarantee you a relationship that you have with anybody is going to weigh a lot more than the sofa. So this being said, the crystal that ended up completely solving my back pain, literally, I put it on, I went to sleep with it last night, and I woke up this morning completely gone, okay? I realized that my back pain was because I was carrying all these other people's weight. And I realized that this back pain was my manifestation. I created it so that I could have a chance to hurt and take a break and have an excuse to stop carrying everybody else's shit. That's why I manifested it subconsciously, is so that I had an excuse to stop carrying everybody's crap, So once I realized this, I realized the way I was picking up this crap was by not speaking my truth. So when somebody, let's just say, somebody that you live with is telling you this, and this, and I disagree, but instead of communicating and living my truth, I just accept whatever this person believes and I put it on my shoulders, right? So I decided, I should put on lapis lazuli, because lapis lazuli is this really powerful throat chakra type energy for me. I'll bust it out. I brought it just for this video. Ta-da! Right? So this is lapis lazuli. For me, when I'm wearing lapis lazuli, you can't mess with me and get away with it. You can't. That's actually the main reason that I stopped wearing it, is because I speak my truth a little bit too much. And I wouldn't say I'm like sassy, but I definitely tell people off in the sense that I will not deal with other people's stuff. I just won't. I can't fake it anymore. You're forced to speak your truth, right? So I put on lapis lazuli and I went to sleep. And I woke up in the morning and my back pain, my neck pain, that's been bothering me for an entire month. I was getting massages for this, guys, doing cold therapy. And I put on lapis lazuli and boom, the next day it's completely gone. And not only this, but I've been speaking my truth to this specific relationship in my life that I'm not going to get into, okay? So we can use crystals to help to heal these kinds of physical ailments in our life. But how do we know what crystal is going to be the one? Because for me, using a throat chakra energy healed and fixed my back pain, right? But for you, maybe it's not a throat chakra type weight that you're carrying. Maybe you're not carrying weight because you're not willing to speak up for yourself. Maybe you're carrying weight for a completely different reason, right? You get what I'm saying? We now know from the beginning of this video, like I was talking about, how we manifest everything. We are the creators of everything. So an emotional pain has a physical counterpart to it. A physical pain has an emotional counterpart to it. So if we are already addressing the physical ailment and yet it still persists, it's because we're not addressing the emotional counterpart, and vice versa. And this is multidimensional on all layers, guys. It really is. And I know it sounds kind of strange, but I think if you're still watching at this part, then you know what I'm talking about, and it's vibing with you. So, yeah. By the way, if you happen to be somebody who's ever used a crystal for a physical ailment, or if there are ones that you use or that you know of that work super awesome, throw them below, because this is newer to me, and it's really powerful, and you guys actually teach me more than I teach you, believe it or not. So so thank you guys for that. You are the real teachers and sharers here. So thank you guys for always dropping those comments below with useful stuff for me. Now, this being said, we know that we are manifesting it subconsciously, right? So the best way to figure out what area, what crystal is going to work for you is not to Google, for example, best crystal for headache, which I did prior to making this video as I was doing some research so I could have more backing in this, and it says amethyst, right? Now, after reading all these things, I do not believe that this is the way to do it. I do not believe we just look it up, because we are all experiencing this physical manifestation for a reason that is completely only relevant to our situation and resonant of our unique vibration and our unique frequency. So it's not going to be the same as, the same reason that somebody else is having a headache and have that work for them. So the way to do this is to target the ailment that you're having, right? And ask yourself, what are you afraid would happen if this physical ailment was not there? Now, listen to this question again. What are you afraid would happen if this physical ailment was not being experienced by you? Right? Now, this sounds strange, but when we look at the fact that we're manifesting everything for ourselves, everything is here for us. It's not happening to us. We are creating it for ourselves to get closer to who we truly are and to find our truth and to spiritually evolve ourselves. So when we look at it this way, we can see that there is clearly something we are trying to tell ourselves. And when we are experiencing something that is not that of which we wish to experience, when it's not something that we prefer to be living, and we know that we have conscious control over what we're living, then it's clearly and very assuredly, I promise you guys, a fear-based belief that is creating negative experiences. Negative experience is based off of fear, because nothing is negative. Everything could be seen as positive. And if you're experiencing something negative, that's because it comes from fear, not the other end of the spectrum, which is that of love. You guys get what I'm saying? I know I'm going kind of intense and direct here, but I think it helps in videos like this. So, what are you afraid would happen if you didn't have this physical ailment? Now, for me, with my back pain, I really had to ask myself this question, and I really had to, look inward for this to really figure out what was the expansion creating this physical ailment that was literally ruining my month. And for me, I realized that what I was afraid would happen if I didn't have back pain was that I would feel good. And I was afraid that if I felt good, a certain person in my life that I experienced would target the fact that I felt good and would try and bring me down with their negativity, and that I knew that I would accept it and I would put it on my shoulders because I don't like conflict and I don't like standing up for myself. You see what I'm saying? I was afraid that if I did not have back pain, that I would not be walking around like this complaining about my back pain, and I would be of a higher vibration and I would feel good about myself, and that I would be a target to, I guess you could say, an energy vampire type relationship experience. You guys get what I'm saying? So now this is, of course, based on my own reality. Of course, there are other layers and dimensions to this interaction I've been having with this individual in my life. And of course, they're experiencing their own dimensions of it and would probably tell the story much differently, right? So there's always different perspectives and different layers to look at. But when I realized this, suddenly I knew that it was because of my throat, right? You just kind of have this awareness that where do you feel it? When you target what it is that you're afraid will happen if you don't have this pain or this sickness or whatever the physical ailment is, when you target that and you realize what it is that you're afraid of, you can kind of feel this blockage in a certain one of your chakras. Maybe you feel the fear manifesting in your mind, okay? Maybe if it was more of an anxiety for me, I would feel it in my mind, taking place in anxious thoughts, and perhaps then I would target a crystal like amethyst, and that would help my back pain, right? So now I did forget to mention that that is the exercise that can really change our lives. Now, we can base this, what would you be afraid would happen without it, off of other things in our life that aren't just physical, but spiritual too. So when we are feeling something that is not what we prefer to feel, when we are living in a situation that we feel negativity from, we feel resistance. I've said this in multiple videos now, and I'll say it again. We are light as a feather. Our life is completely light. We can fly. Damn it, we could fly, okay? We are completely light as a feather, and we are literally pure light. Anytime we feel heavy, anytime we feel dark, anytime we feel negativity, Any of these things, anytime we feel weight in our backpack of things that we are metaphorically and physically carrying, it's because we are carrying something that is not vibrationally resonant of who we are. So when you feel something that is not vibrationally resonant of you, you will know that it's not vibrationally resonant of you because it's making you feel bad, because it's negative, right? Because it's bringing you down, and because it's not something you want to continue to experience over and over again. This is an opportunity to ask this question. What would I be afraid would happen? What am I afraid I would experience in my reality if I wasn't experiencing this? And I promise you, if there's negativity and a heaviness involved to this feeling that you're asking the question about, that you will figure, like in 100% truth, that there is something that you're afraid is going to happen. Once we acknowledge that fear, we can bless it with our love. It's our awareness that is our power. So this is a great awareness practice that will really change your life. I know it because it has drastically been changing mine. Now, I want to say one more thing that has a lot of relevance based on the direction this video has taken, but not necessarily as relevant to the title of this video. But I just want to stick this in because I feel it wanting to come out, and I'm exercising speaking my truth and not holding back. So I'm going for it. Looking back at my situation with this other person in my life, right? I've already expressed what's going on there from my own perspective. When you really look at it and we really understand oneness, that we are everything, that I am literally this entire world, and I am every single one of you that comments on my video. Everything is a reflection. You watching this, I am you. You are me. I'm not going to get too deep into that, but it's the truth. It's my truth. I believe it, and our beliefs are what manifest things. So I do live in a world where this is the truth. Okay, and I appreciate this truth too. And I believe that because I am everything, I am this person being this way to me. I am not only the one physically manifesting back pain for myself from this situation, but I am also the one manifesting this person's existence and their behavior causing me to feel this way in the first place. So when we really project ourselves outward, even outside of the physical dimension of it, the pain dimension of it, the emotional, the spiritual, right? Then we find ourselves looking from, kind of afraid to say this word, but the God type perspective, right? Now, when I'm looking at it this way, I want to go ahead and tell you guys that what I figured from looking inward in this and looking at this dimension of things, that because I am this entire situation, I am clearly causing this pressure, this emotional, physical stress to myself so that I can see that the life that I'm experiencing right now in these relationships are not vibrationally resonant of me. AKA, I'm standing in the wrong spot. This is me giving myself an opportunity to look at it from a higher perspective, to receive the benefit, and move on to what I now know is truly what I prefer to be experiencing vibrationally and in all dimensions of reality. Ultimately, for me, I have manifested this entire situation because it's time for me to move on to a different area in life. Okay, it's time to let go of a relationship that's holding me back and is not raising me up, but is making me feel small, because it's time for me to be expansive. It's time for me to explode outward so that everybody can feel the awesome power of who I am, and I will not allow an energy in my life that makes me feel small and curl inward, because I deserve to be expansive. I deserve to share my expression, my love, and my creativity, and you guys deserve to see it, right? Now, that whole statement there might have sounded egotistical, but it's coming from a very higher end spiritual perspective of a situation that I have been egotistically racking my brain about for the last month or so now, okay? So this is the kind of perspective we can start taking on things. And the truth of it is that even if this is not true, even if it's not true and I'm just imagining all of it, the fact is that reality is based on my beliefs. My beliefs are what manifest everything. And because I believe that I am the one creating all of it, what does this mean? It means I now have full power. It's not about having control, because a lot of happiness and good vibrations we feel come from surrendering our control and letting go, right? But ultimately, it gives me the power. It's the ability to not constantly be giving our power to other things outside of ourselves, not giving my power to the back pain, not giving my power to the emotional pain, not giving the power to the fact that I don't believe I can speak my truth, but giving all the power to me because I literally am everything and I'm doing it all for myself. You see what I'm saying? So I know this video kind of took a completely different turn and direction. It's probably going to cause me to try and come up with a more creative title that expresses this video rather than how to use crystals to, solve physical pain. But you know what? At the end of the day, this video has been really profound for me to make, and it's allowed me a really powerful time to be in a flow state to process what I have been thinking and experiencing and feeling. And I'm very grateful for you guys, the mirror that you are in my reality, for being here and allowing me to have this space and to be part of this community with me. The most powerful and profound community I've ever been a part of, because you guys are the complete opposite of the situation I have been experiencing. All of you lift me up and make me feel like I am amazing. And you are amazing too, so make sure to realize that you deserve it and put yourself in situations and put yourself around people who help you to give that reflection of the true amazingness and beauty that you truly are, because you are nothing less than powerful love beings of total beauty and awesomeness. This being said, crystals are great for dealing with physical pain, and that's how you do it. Thank you for watching this Vibes and Frequencies video, guys. I will see you in a day from today for my next video. I can't wait. And yeah, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. All three of those things really help me to keep making videos and make them even better. So if you do like them, don't forget to like it so that, I could keep this snowball getting bigger and bigger and rolling down the hill more epically. Okay. Much love to you guys. Goodbye for reals. Have a good one.